Bonjour à toutes, bonjour à tous. Je viens d'interviewer Silvia Copio, qui est portugaise et qui ici défend les droits à l'éducation notamment à la maison, ou plus généralement on fait que les parents peuvent choisir dans quelle école, dans quelle communauté, dans quelle façon ils veulent éduquer leurs enfants. Et elle fait ça dans le milieu associatif, elle va vous expliquer, elle m'explique son parcours de vie par rapport à ça. Et elle est aussi impliquée au niveau européen avec une association qui défend ça au niveau européen. Et je serai avec elle le 7 et 8 octobre prochain à Paris pour une conférence à ce sujet. Et la vidéo va sortir le 7 octobre, donc ceux qui sont sur Paris, vous pouvez encore nous rejoindre le 8 octobre. Bonne vidéo, réenchantant la terre, réenchantant nos cœurs. Hello Silvia.
Hi.
Hi. I'm very glad to have you today to talk about education. You're involved in many organizations around education here in Portugal and around in Europe and in the world. And I would like to start about this question about education, home education, what it is for you, how it is important. Can you explain a bit your vision about education?
Of course. First of all, thank you so much to give me this opportunity to speak about things that are so important. My vision is that when people in general understand better the importance of the family rights in education, the world will be a better place. So this is what I believe, and more or less I begin to answer to your question. For me, home education is a right, a natural right, you know, a natural right, because every child was born in a family. In a natural way, I see that is very important for us as human beings to have this straight connection with the family where we were born. So I see home education as this opportunity to have in the world families that practice in our day-to-day lives this possibility to educate kids from the family environment. This doesn't mean that I'm talking about educating kids only through the family. I'm talking about families being directly involved on the process of educating their own child in a community. It can be the community, the local community, whatever it is. But I see this as an opportunity to educate kids in a natural way, exercising the human right to do that in the way that fulfills better the profile, the woman profile of the kids. So if the kids have some necessities, families have this ability and power to adjust the best way to educate from the way that kids have in their own process of life, profile, etc. So this is what I see. So this is very important for me. And you're part of a global home education exchange, which also has this mission to bring the interest, the awareness, to also make connection with the policy makers and family and organization about home education and how it's important to raise the consciousness and freedom of education. It's right? Yeah. Yes, it's right. It's a networking of people from different places from all over the world. We have people from Asia, Europe, North and South America, Africa, and most of all, we meet to share ideas, to share ways to empower each one of us to do a better work in this mission, because we see this as a mission in our own countries, in our own places. How can we develop better ways to inform, empower, advocate for this human right that is people, families having the right, the free choice to home educate.
And in some country, it's allowed to have this free education or home education or different kind of education, and in some country it's not allowed. So you have this summit in Paris, the 7th and 8th of October. What is the purpose of bringing people all together in a summit as Paris?
Yeah. First of all, great, I'm very excited.
And I will be with you in Paris.
You will be with me,
yeah,
thank you for that.
Come.
The main intention of this summit is to bring people from different organizations, from different countries in Europe, bring people together in person. The reality is we have different levels of freedom in different countries. Europe is one of the continents where we see that. We see countries where it is completely forbidden to home educate, to develop an education from the family. And we see other countries where is legal to do it, is more or less free. But we are also seeing that Europe is developing this, in my perspective, in our perspective, bad way of banning, removing the freedom that exists in some countries. What I see is people in general and politicians don't understand what is education from family, home education, whatever. So we really need to make people understand what it is about. So we want to become more together in different organizations to see how can we deal with that. So the main aspect for the meeting is let's be together, let's share ideas, let's share good things, let's share our concerns also. Most of all, let's be together, let's talk, let's understand each other. We live in the same continent, we have lots of things that we have in common, so let's put that together. The second intention, the second goal of this meeting is precisely to make a moment that can, after that, spread this word about how wonderful it can be to do homeschooling, and most of all, the importance of maintaining the freedom of choice in every country in Europe and all over the world. We'll have lots of countries there: Portugal, Spain, Belgium with you, Croatia, Hungary, Italy, Ireland, United Kingdom, and I'm forgetting lots of countries. France, of course, it will be in France.
Regarding this subject, you launch also a social business.
Descobrimos is a Portuguese word.
Which is
that means, by the way, that means we can discover together. Descobrimos, yeah.
And yeah, perhaps tell a bit more about that.
So it's a project that I'm developing with this focus that families, people in general, adults, we in general, we all have things that we have to develop, to search inside ourselves. And I believe that the way as we are in the world, of course, influences the way as we are as parents. So it's a project with training, with some consulting about how can I choose what I need to do with my kid, sharing that ideas with other parents. And inside the Descobrimos project, I have an online platform that people can access if they are in contact with me, and we put there some videos about to inspire, to empower, to train, to inform, because I believe that the first step for a parent to educate in homeschooling or at the school, this is for all of us. The first step is I have to be in connection with myself. I have to be aware about what is happening to me. Then I have to have also good information about different options. And then I need to have the support of other persons, other families, the community, etc. So the Descobrimos is the project that brings, for those who want to come to the project. These opportunities to have some training, some connections, some information, some inspiration, etc. It's like this.
And you have 3 children, teenagers or young adults. Did you use Descubrimos inside your own family, or your own experience inspired Descubrimos? So how it was for you, this journey about education with your own family?
Well, yeah, it was a great journey, to be honest, with lots of ups and downs, as I think all the journeys. As a parent, I began to have my kids at school, at the public school. It was great, but I began to realize that something was missing, something that in the first moment I didn't realize exactly. And I had this moment when I didn't know what to do to practice the kind of parenting that I felt that it was the one that I want to develop with my kids. So they began to attend school, then something was missing. I began to search to different things. I found out this home education possibility. I was not well informed about this kind of possibilities when my kids were babies. So this is one of the reasons I think it's so important to spread the word and let people be more informed about the different possibilities. When I found that home education was a right and in Portugal is legal, I thought, wow, why am I not doing this? So I began to make the change to have my kids being home educating. So I had them all for some period of time. During that time, it was this amazing time where I could travel a little bit more. We could organize our time in a more proper way. My kids were able to learn things that they weren't learning at school. They opened their minds. What I felt also, they had the opportunity to structure their other aspects of their own as human beings. The tranquility, the search for who am I. We did lots of things in the nature. I met lots of other families. My kids made lots of friends that are still their friends. So this was an amazing time of our life. Right now, my 2 oldest ones are no longer doing homeschool. One because he's already working and studying in the high-level degree. Another one asked me to return to school, and it was a very normal situation for me because I defend the right to choose. I don't defend only one aspect of different paths that we can have. And I have the youngest one still doing homeschool. I always try to find another family, a group of families or projects that supports homeschooling. So we never did this alone. We were always with other families in contact and doing things together. So this is a very important aspect for me. For me as a mother, it is very important to be there in person, to make my kids feel that they can count with their mother and their father. This is the big change in my life. Not only be there with things, but be there as a whole, as me complete, making connections with my kids, being there for the moments that they feel that they need their mother or their father. And the connections that I feel right now, that because I have young adults, that I already made are amazing, to be honest with you. We talk, we have this amazing relationship that I believe is the consequence of these years that we spend together doing home education in a way where family and community and friends were in contact, doing things in the nature, in the forest, in the beach, traveling to the mountains. So this is what was important for me. My kids present with me and their fathers. It was important. Yeah. And just to finish, to answer your question, I see life as day-to-day opportunities for us to be aware that the importance of life is being together and with kids. So, yes.
This is a beautiful message.
Yeah.
Thank you, Silvia.
Thank you, Romain. Thank you for this interview. Thank you for what you do. Let's stay together. This is my main message.
Thank you, Silvia.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.